going to do another top 10 freaky deaky do videos, but this time we're going to concentrate in Republic of Ireland, thanks to Life Afterlife TV, who sent me the link on our last video. So let's have a look of the link that Life Afterlife TV sent us, the top 5 freaky deaky do videos in Ireland. So thanks to Life Afterlife TV for sending the link, and do the thing and subscribe to the channel. So without a freaky deaky do, let's have a look at the top 5 freaky deaky do videos in Ireland.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some Irish ghost sightings. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content just like this.
Hello, Callum. Do the thing.
According to Tom O'Flynn, ghost sightings are a regular occurrence at his workplace. This might lead you to think that Tom works in an old building with lots of stories. Actually, he's the owner of Tolleson Service Station, an ordinary store and gas station in Cork. One morning, Tom came into the store and found a package of snacks on the ground. He didn't think much of it until he saw that a fruit bowl had also been overturned and knocked to the ground. This prompted him to check the CCTV cameras. These showed footage of items being pushed over and flung around the store late at night after closing. The footage found its way to the internet, where amateur ghost hunters have been trying to come up with theories about the strange happenings. If you slow the footage down, you can indeed see that the object falls to the ground by itself. As it's after hours, it's clear that there's no one around to cause such a strange event. So what did move this object? About a week later, different cameras showed a possible explanation. While the clip is dark and grainy, some viewers believe it shows a shadowy figure. The footage does distort in a strange way, pulsing in and out. But it's hardly conclusive. Seeing the events from this new angle, viewers are convinced that a dark, shadowy woman caused the strange events. Tom isn't quite sure about the ghostly woman supposedly showing up in the video. However, he notes that his store is positioned between two funeral homes. Anything's possible, including a recently deceased spirit looking for a midnight snack.
I don't see it.
Now, just wanted to let you know, due to overwhelming demand, we're re-releasing our Halloween t-shirt from last year. It's available in the merch shelf just down below there, and there's a link in the description box. So get in quick before Halloween disappears like the ghoul that's under your bed.
Didn't see it in that video. 100%.
This historical photo from Getty appears normal at first glance. However, a viewer with personal ties to one of the figures in the photo noticed something that led to one of the creepiest ghost sightings in Ireland. The photo in question was taken over 100 years ago. It shows several young women who worked in a linen factory. They're posed with their arms crossed, wearing the traditional garments that such factory workers regularly donned a century ago. The photo was published to an Irish website as part of a gallery of old photos. A woman named Linda commented on the photo, stating that one of the girls was her grandmother, Ellen Donnelly. Her father has the same photo in his home, and the family's been speculating about it for years. So what has the family so interested in this photo? If you look closely at Linda's grandmother on the far right in the second row down, on the girl's shoulder just in front of her, you might notice something odd. An unexplained hand gripping at her right shoulder. There's no one on her left who the hand could belong to, and all of the other girls have their arms tightly crossed. The fingers on the hand seem to be digging into the woman's shoulder, so she certainly would have noticed if it had have been a human hand.
The woman going like this.
Some believe the hand is a trick of the light or something amiss in the way the woman's dress is lying. However, others are convinced that this is evidence of a century-old ghost.
I don't know.
An Irish mum named Jerry Moran decided to enjoy a sunny day by taking her 2 children for a walk near an old out-of-service train track in Derry. During the walk, she snapped a cute photo of her daughter waving to the camera, while her other child heads into a darker wooded area. No one noticed anything amiss, and the family had a nice time on their hike. However, when they returned home and Jerry looked at the photo, she was shocked by something eerie. Just beyond her son, you can see what appears at first to be a grey blur. On closer inspection, the blur takes the form of a man walking past the tree. He appears to be wearing the uniform of a soldier and looks straight into the camera at the moment the picture was taken. According to a local historian, the area where the photo was taken was full of British soldiers during World War I because of its proximity to the country's border. In fact, a famous soldier and poet, Francis Ledwidge, frequented the area during the war, writing many poems about its beauty. He was an officer, so perhaps he returned after death to the place he loved during life. Regardless of who the soldier was, this Irish mum might hesitate before taking her children for more walks along the abandoned railway.
Get in there, Life After TV, with your spirit box that's near you. Get in there, do the thing.
Laura Clark of Belfast is no stranger to bizarre ghost sightings. Ever since her father Terry passed away shortly before the birth of her youngest son, strange things have been happening in her mother's house. The family regularly spots strange shadows and inexplicable reflections in the house. In addition, numerous children who live in or visit the house regularly talk about a man in the attic that no one seems to be able to explain. To make matters even more frightening, Laura's sister used to talk about the same man in the attic when she was young, but has never mentioned it to the children. Recently, Laura's mum hosted a Day of the Dead party so the family could gather to remember their lost loved ones, including Terry. They took numerous photos while the family was gathered to commemorate the event. The party went on without a hitch. However, when they reviewed the photos later, they noticed something eerie. In one photo, Laura is holding her young son. The photo caught her eye because there's an eerie third arm in the shot, and her son seems to have 3 legs. All of the limbs are clearly in focus, much to the chagrin of naysayers who believe that the bizarre effect was captured because Laura and her son moved when the photo was taken. Plus, Laura states that her son was talking about his grandfather when they took the photo. Could this photo be evidence that Terry was in fact with them on this day, the Day of the Dead?
Freaky. That's freaky.
While home alone in her Cork residence, Ashie Murphy was terrified to be at the centre of numerous eerie events. However, not all of the tens of thousands of viewers who have watched this video believe her claims. The video was taken in Ashie's kitchen. Things start to go awry when a lampshade suddenly begins to shake and spin in a bizarre fashion. There's no one anywhere near the lamp when it happens. Then the doors on the room's cupboards begin opening and closing seemingly on their own. Ashie insists they were home alone when the strange events unfolded. Some who have seen the video believe that the entire thing was orchestrated using clear string manipulated by someone just out of sight. However, others are convinced that it is the work of a playful poltergeist. So what do you think? Hoax or genuine haunting? Love to hear your opinions on this strange piece of footage in the comments section below.
Definitely.
When Bethany Harvey opened her Snapchat app to take a cute photo of herself with her nephew, she was rudely interrupted by her sister, who decided to pop into the photo as well. Without thinking much of it, Bethany posted the photo and captioned it, "Photobombed." Little did she know that she had also been photobombed by someone other than her sister. It wasn't until later in the day that Bethany noticed something amiss. A friend came to visit her and pointed out something truly bizarre in the photo, what appears to be a girl or woman in a purple dress. The figure seems to be sitting in a chair behind the girls with her hands folded neatly in her lap. Because of the positioning of the people in the photo, we're unable to see the figure's face. However, the rest of its body is crystal clear. Bethany was shocked when she noticed the woman in the purple dress. According to her, there was no one else in the house besides her, her sister, and her nephew. The figure appears so close to them that there's no way someone could have snuck in without them noticing. The family has no idea who the woman could be, but her appearance certainly has them spooked. Before we take a look at some eerie footage captured in one of the most haunted sites in Ireland, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that little bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time our scary videos drop onto YouTube. Also, remember to kick that thumbs up button right in the shins.
Or if you have any more freaky deaky do videos of Ireland.
When Paranormal Investigators Ireland visited the supposedly haunted Sharon Rectory house in Donegal, they were hoping for some creepy ghost sightings. They were not disappointed. The building has seen numerous paranormal events in the past. Visitors and locals claim to see various ghosts walking the halls throughout the day and night. A woman who once lived in the house with her family published a book detailing the terror of living there, with stories of numerous physical attacks by what she thought to be demons. According to a history of the place, it was the site of a gruesome double murder that could be the cause of the terrifying supernatural events. When the paranormal investigators began their evening, they set up a camera at the base of a staircase. They placed a ball at the top, hoping to capture ghostly activity. The ghosts obliged. In the eerie footage, we can see the ball suddenly being pushed down the stairs. However, when you slow it down, there's clearly no one near it. According to the investigators, this staircase was the site of several other strange events that night. One person who attended the investigation collapsed on the stairs. Another claimed she felt someone trying to push her down them. In this famously haunted location, there's no telling what could happen. If these investigators are correct, there's certainly something sinister happening at the Sharon Rectory house. If you love ghost sightings and just can't get enough, then check out that video on the top there. Otherwise, there's a massive paranormal playlist right here. Now leave us a comment down below, smash that thumbs up button if you're enjoying our content. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
And do the thing. Right, and I'll go now on a search seeking to find 5 more freaky deaky do videos to add onto this one. So, see you in a few minutes. Freaky deaky do's in Ireland. Right, are you ready to watch some of more freaky deaky do videos? We have 5 more great ones coming up. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Let's do it. Freaky deaky do videos.
Let's do it.
Is a real estate investor who's been experiencing strange activity at home, but his house isn't the only place where he suspects of there being paranormal activity. Char owns another house, and while doing a live video at this property, something creepy happens.
1925, we got an old laundry chute right here. Pretty. That's super weird. I'm the only person here. I just heard footsteps upstairs. That's super creepy.
Along with this video, Char writes, I was told by the previous owner that the home is haunted. She said she had seen and heard ghosts on multiple occasions. I personally am a skeptic, until now. But as if that wasn't enough to make him believe, something very unsettling is captured on camera in the vicinity of his basement. Take a look. I can't think of a better reason to sell a home, but that shouldn't be a problem for Char.
Begone. Begone.
Here's something to keep you up at night. A YouTuber by the name of Dark Parallels has been uploading videos that are just downright creepy. There's a total of 5 videos, and each one gets progressively terrifying. First Paranormal Experience is the title of the first vid, and its description reads, after a few events I've been through, I decided to move out. When I came back to take some stuff, I took a video. It all started with this.
Definitely get a bigger light. Brush.
It's not clear as to why they left their home in the first place, but my guess is that it has to do with paranormal activity, which becomes evident in the second video. This is my second attempt to take some stuff from my house. Something is obviously wrong.
Freaky deaky do. Rambo it. Carpy Chris says Rambo it. Your light is bad, man. You know what I mean, like? The light is very bad. The light is very bad, I know.
Someone or something is standing on the other side of the door. A third video is then uploaded. After my neighbor's phone call about the noises in the house, I wanted to check doors and windows in the house. I wanted to believe that the noises was from an animal, but it is very clear that these noises are not from an animal.
Okay. This cat from the side says, I begun. Sounds like an amplifier. Run!
I went home again to find the source of the noise I heard the last time I was there. I decided to place an action camera.
football. Flat football.
The camera then captures something really creepy. In the last video, I placed an action camera to find the source of the strange noise I heard. I went back to get my camera yesterday. I was shocked when I watched the footage, and this part is the reason why. There haven't been any new videos after that, but updates on the situation are yet to come, so stay tuned.
Freaky. That's a freaky dicky.
Emax is a ghost hunter on YouTube who explores abandoned places. Not too long ago, he explored an abandoned hospital in Taiwan where he encountered strange activity. He decides to revisit that same hospital once again in the hopes of capturing more activity. And he actually does, but it may have been more than he expected.
The Chinese do always good videos.
Oh my god.
There's no doubting that Emax was left feeling spooked. But all of this pales in comparison to what follows next.
Windows are open though. You see the door.
Oh my god.
What's she say?
Oh my god.
Coming back to this place might have upset the ghost that haunts it.
Very hard.
Slamming the door repeatedly kinda makes it seem like it was irritated by Emax's return.
Could be.
This ghost really just showed him the door. Facebook user Yingyi Vong writes, "So something crazy happened tonight. My child and I went outside to get some fresh air. Afterwards, we went back inside, and as we were chilling in the living room, our motion-activated security camera turned on. I grabbed my phone to see a live feed of what was happening outside. I couldn't believe what I saw. I didn't even want to go outside and look. Talk about Ghost Rider. If the tricycle hadn't stopped and turned, I would have guessed the wind moved it. But, as you can see, that doesn't seem to be the case.
Moved in a different direction.
But what do you think?
Number 5. Lalo, number 5.
Lalo Escalante is a YouTuber who checks out places that are said to be haunted. One of those places was a theater where he and 2 friends felt like they were being watched. However, little did they know, something really terrifying would occur while being there. This may just be the most haunted site out of all those they've checked out.
Güey, no, güey. Allá abajo se escucha un ruido, güey. Allá abajo, allá abajo, allá abajo.
Hola.
Cuidado. Hola. No mames, no mames, no. ¿Qué pasó? No mames, culo. ¿Qué viste o qué? Güey, vi a alguien en el fondo, güey, te lo juro. Ven. Cuidado. No mames, no. ¿Qué pasó? No mames, culo. ¿Qué viste o qué? Güey, vi a alguien en el fondo, güey, te lo juro. Ven. Cuidado. Te lo juro que aquí vi a alguien sentado, güey. No mames. Yo, aquí, güey.
Anyone who wouldn't be terrified of such an encounter has definitely seen some stuff. Here's footage of someone driving in Japan who encountered something pretty spooky. A ghostly figure is crossing at a crosswalk. Might this be the ghost of someone who died at this intersection? Or is it something else? This begs the question, why did the ghost cross the road? Probably to get to the other side.
Number three.
Chucho Gutierrez is a nurse who works at a hospital in Veracruz, a city in Mexico. It's 3 in the morning, and Chucho is filming his colleagues who are on break. But, as he records them, something disturbing is seen in the background.
A las 3 de la mañana, cabrón. Mírala, jugando memes como siempre. Chica, no mames, mira esa madre. No mames. ¿Qué verga es eso, güey?
A child is walking down the hall, but there's something off about her. Perhaps this might have been a patient of the hospital who passed away. A spiritual cleanse might help with getting rid of those who've died but still linger. If deceased, call a priest. My grandfather lives alone.
Black Shadow dude.
This happened during Skype.
Fuck that.
I can't help but think of Unfriended when I see this. It's an awful movie, but the concept is really creepy. And to see it in real life scares the hell out of me. Cody Tarbell was home alone when he heard a loud bang from outside his room. He grabs his phone and begins to record. What he caught on camera might just be the most disturbing thing he's seen.
Okay, so I was in my room, I just heard a loud ass bang, and I know I have to record this so someone can believe me.
That sounds like
Hello?
glass.
What the f? That's my sister's dog. What the f?
These ghosts have no business coming inside people's homes and doing stuff like this. It's a good thing Cody didn't open the door. But even though he didn't, there appears to be a presence already within his house. My advice would be to move out or call a priest. Either one should do the job. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.
Right folks, so So that's more Freaky Deaky Doo videos. We hope you enjoyed this Freaky Deaky Doo videos, and if you'd like to see more Freaky Deaky Doo, Freaky Deaky Doo, my lips are caught together now. If you'd like to see any more Freaky Deaky Doo videos, make sure you leave a like and something underneath the comments, or if you have a Freaky Deaky Doo video, send it underneath the comment and we do a Freaky Deaky Doo video on it. So anyway, it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Caroline. Until our next Freaky Deaky Doo video. We'll see you in the next one.
Don't have nightmares.